students. In this video we are going to discuss next topic, an extension of the Cauchy integral formula. Okay, that is f raised to n of z0 means nth derivative of function at point z0 is equals to n factorial upon 2 pi I integral over c f of z into dz upon z minus z0 raised to n plus 1. N runs from 0, 1, 2 and so on. Okay, we are not going to discuss the proof of this formula. We will just see some examples based on this formula. Okay, first example is, let's see denote the positively oriented boundary of the square whose sides lie along the lines x is equals to plus or minus 2, y is equals to plus or minus 2. Evaluate the integral over c cos hyperbolic z upon z raised to 4 into dz. C is denote the positively oriented boundary of the square, means direction is like this. Okay, where x is equals to minus 2, this is x is equals to 2, y is equals to plus 2, and this is line y is equals to minus 2. We have to evaluate the integral over c cos hyperbolic z raised to 4 dz. Okay, first of all we have to find where the given integrand is phased to be analytic. Here integrand is analytic everywhere. Integrand means this total function cos hyperbolic z upon z raised to 4. This integrand is analytic everywhere except the point z is equals to 0, and f of z is cos hyperbolic z. So by Cauchy general integral formula, this is the extension of Cauchy integral formula, or we can say that Cauchy general integral formula. What happened? F raised to n of z0 is equals to n factorial upon 2 pi I into integral over c f of z upon z minus z0 raised to n plus 1 into dz. We have given f of z upon z raised to 4. So here n plus 1 is equals to 4. That implies n is equals to 3. So put n is equals to 3 in this formula. We will get f raised to 3 of z0 is equals to 3 factorial upon 2 pi I integral over c f of z upon z raised to 4 dz. Here f of z is cos hyperbolic z. First derivative is sin hyperbolic z, second derivative is cos hyperbolic z, and third is sin hyperbolic z. Okay, so integral over c cos hyperbolic z raised to 4 dz is equals to, okay, if you simplify we will get f raised to 3 z0 into 2 pi I upon 3, which is equals to 2 pi I third derivative of z0. Here z0 is 0, third derivative of function f at 0. So this is sin hyperbolic z, so it is sin hyperbolic 0. z0 is 0, sin hyperbolic 0 is 0, so this total value is 0. So integral over c cos hyperbolic z raised to 4 dz equals to 0. Okay, now we will solve one more example. Evaluate integral over c e raised to z upon z plus 1 square dz, where c is circle modulus of z minus 1 equals to 3. Here the given integrand is phased to be analytic at the point z is equals to minus 1, which lies inside the contour c. So here we will take f of z is equals to e raised to z and z0 is equals to minus 1. So by using Cauchy general integral formula, integral over c f of z upon z minus z square z0 square equals to, f of z upon z minus z0 square dz equals to 2 pi I upon 1 factorial into first derivative of z0. How this? See here n plus 1 is equals to 2, that implies n is equals to 1. So here n is equals to 1 and we will take first derivative. So 2 pi I into here f of z is e raised to z. So f dash of z is e raised to z. So f dash of z0 means f dash of 1 is e raised to minus 1. So this is 2 pi I upon e. Okay. So integral over c f of z upon z minus z0 square dz is equals to 2 pi I upon e. Okay. And let us see next topic, some consequences of the extension. Okay. Theorem is, if a function f is analytic at a given point, then its derivatives of all orders are analytic are there too. If a function f is analytic at a given point, then its derivatives of all orders. Suppose f has the derivatives of order 3, 2, they are all analytic there too. Next is corollary. If a function f of z is equal to u of xy plus I into v of xy is analytic at a point z is equals to order pair xy, then the component functions u and v have the continuous partial derivatives of all orders at that point. Okay. Next theorem is, let f be a continuous on a domain T if integral over c f of z dz equals to 0 for every closed contour C in T, then f is analytic throughout D. This theorem is a Morera's theorem. Okay. Next theorem is, what is that theorem? F be a continuous on domain D if integral over c f of z dz equals to 0 for every closed contour C in D, then f is analytic throughout D. Next is Cauchy inequality. Suppose that a function f is analytic inside and on positively oriented circle CR centered at z0 and with radius r. If mr denotes the maximum value of modulus of f of z on CR, then modulus of f raised to n of z0 is less than or equal to n factorial mr upon r raised to n. N runs from 1 to n, so on. Suppose f is analytic inside and on a positively oriented circle CR centered at z0 and with radius r. If mr denotes the maximum value of modulus of f of z, means what? This modulus of f of z is less than or equal to capital MR on CR, then modulus of f raised to n of z0 is less than or equal to n factorial MR upon r raised to n. Next is Liouville's theorem and the fundamental theorem of algebra. Liouville's theorem is, if a function f is entire, means every analytic means that function is analytic and bounded in the complex plane. Means bounded means what? There exists a m greater than 0 such that mod f is less than or equal to n. Then f of z is constant throughout the plane. What is that theorem? F is entire and bounded in the complex plane, then f of z is constant throughout the plane. Next theorem is fundamental theorem of algebra. Any polynomial p of z is equal to a0 plus a1z plus a2z square plus and so on an z raised to n of degree n and n is greater than or equal to 1 has at least one zero. At least one zero means what? There exists at least one point z0 such that p of z0 equals to 0. Means at the point z0 polynomial becomes 0. Any polynomial of degree n has at least one zero. Means at the point z0 your polynomial becomes 0. Next theorem is maximum modulus principle. Suppose that modulus of f of z is less than or equal to modulus of f of z0 at each point z in some neighborhood. Mod z minus z0 is strictly less than epsilon, in which f is analytic. Then f of z has a constant value f of z0 throughout that neighborhood. Modulus of f of z is less than or equal to modulus of f of z0 at each point z in the sum neighborhood. Modulus of z minus z0 is strictly less than epsilon, in which your f is analytic. At that time f of z has a constant value f of z0 throughout that neighborhood. Okay, we will stop here. Thank you.